Hello, friends. Happy Monday. Welcome back to another Mindful Monday moment. Sort of wanted to check in on what we talked about on Friday and how I wanted to be more intentional with my time and energy. And my speech, I've been really trying to slow down my thoughts and my pace of speaking. That has been going really well. We've kind of talked about how I'm a list maker and I've been really backing off on making lists. Today I just did a brain dump like I suggested a few episodes ago. Just writing down all the things that I would like to do this week, and then maybe just picking a few things from that list to work on every day, but not making an actual list every day, except for things that I super need to do. Like this. This was on my list. My mental list, not an actually written list. My newsletter is going out today, and I sort of decided to write about the fact that today is a full moon. I believe it's the Beaver moon. We also had a lunar eclipse this morning, not the normal kind of eclipse. I can't remember the exact name of the kind of eclipse that we had, but if you're feeling sort of, I don't know, different energy-wise, I think it has something to do with the fact that it's a full moon and that we had a lunar eclipse. So the moon is now in Gemini. And so if you know anything about Geminis, it's all about communication and how we speak to others. And so my newsletter was kind of just about how to be more aware of being judgmental of others and how we're communicating with others, but also being maybe a little bit judgmental of ourselves. And so that's kind of my thought today, is to just maybe slow your roll and give yourself some space to allow things to just come and go. I've heard this analogy where it's like clouds in the sky and you are the sky. Just let the clouds pass by. You can acknowledge them, sort of like in meditation when your thoughts come, not to dwell on them, but to just let them go. I find when you feel like you have a lack of control, you try to cling to these things out of fear because things feel a little bit unstable and unknown. But I feel like when you cling to things, you're not leaving any room for new thoughts, new things, new ideas to come into your life. So that's sort of my Mindful Monday moment tip to you guys, is to just sort of let things flow a little bit more. That's hard for me, so I've been really having to be very intentional about letting things just flow. I was reading my horoscope on moon omens today for the energy update for the lunar eclipse. And one of the words that stuck out to me most was to surrender. So that kind of vibes with everything I've kind of already been talking about, is just to step back, let it happen. Whew, that is a hard thing to do, to just let things happen. So if you're able to do that, I would really recommend just letting things happen as they need to happen. Just let them flow. The other thing I wanted to talk about is I'm reading this book. I love reading, by the way. I'm reading 10 books right now. This is backwards, but it's by Twyla Tharp, who is a dancer and choreographer. She's been in the business for 35 years, but the book is called The Creative Habit: Learn It and Use It for Life. And one of the things that I was reading this morning was talking about why we choose the artistic or creative outlets that we choose, and how sometimes when we're working on too many things, we're not really focusing enough attention on just one thing. And I was trying to think about the things that I'm kind of interested in creatively, and I like making lino cuts, and I think the reason why I like them is because they're detailed. And then I also like photography, black and white photography, specifically film photography. One of the reasons why I like film photography is because I feel like there's so much, I mean, obviously you can learn the skill to take good photographs, but there's also this like really exciting, like, I don't know what it's gonna look like when I'm finished. Like, it's kind of like Christmas, like you get your film developed and then you get to see what magic came out on the other side. I also like black and white film because it allows you to focus on the photograph, like what is in the photograph, rather than being distracted by color. So I really like details. And so maybe if you're working on something artistic or creative right now, maybe you can kind of look a little bit deeper into why you like that. She has this really wonderful suggestion where she tells you to sit somewhere and to watch and to write down 20 things that you notice about a certain situation. And then she says, after you write down those 20 things, sit there and write down 20 things that you think are interesting that you see. And then compare them, because often what we're focusing on isn't actually the whole picture. And I just thought that was such an interesting sort of perspective on things. And she has this whole quiz that she makes you answer so that it's kind of like your creative autobiography, like why, when were you first creative, what are you like drawn to? And so if you're looking to maybe be a little bit more creative in your life, which I think everybody should do, when I feel stuck, I tend to go towards creativity because it like kind of like sets me free. Like I'm able to express things that I can't necessarily express in my regular day-to-day stuff, including work. So if you feel stuck or like you have some pent up stuff, I highly recommend doing something creative. And I think a lot of us go into being creative as, like, I don't know, with this mindset that, is this good enough? Am I good enough? Don't worry about it. That's not what this is about. This is about doing something that makes you feel good, being able to express yourself in a different way. It's not about whether it's good. Who cares? There's this other book by Elizabeth Gilbert, who is a writer. She did Eat, Pray, Love, and it's called Big Magic. And I highly recommend that book too if you're looking to be more creative in your life as well. The last thing I wanted to finish off talking about is, because it's a full moon, I do a full moon and a new moon ritual. And if you had asked me like 5 years ago if I would be doing what I'm doing right now, if I would be like in this more mystical, spiritual side, I would have been like, you're crazy. I'm not a hippie. I mean, I don't think that now. But I do like to do a tarot card reading. And I am not a pro at tarot cards in any way. I am an amateur. I don't know what I mean, I like doing it because it provides me some sort of guidance. I think a lot of people see this as like people base their whole lives on like astrology and tarot, and that's just not it. It's just, it kind of gives you a different perspective based on the card. So sometimes you'll pull a card and it will speak to you about something that's going on, or maybe help you to be more open to different thoughts and possibilities in the future. Anyway, I just wanted to recommend a book. I checked it out at the library and I liked it so much I bought it. It's called Tarot for Beginners, and it's by Meg Hayerts. I hope I'm saying that right. Here it is again. And it'll tell you just like all about the minor arcanas and the major arcanas and the some different kinds of spreads. And I feel like if you want to get into tarot, maybe try picking up this book. I have my deck in here. I like to roll it I like to fold my deck into something that's meaningful. So this is the bandana I've had since I was a little girl when I was in Girl Scouts. And so it has a lot of meaning to me. It's very sentimental, so I like to keep my cards in here. And I like to do maybe 3 or 4 spreads every time there's a new moon or a full moon. I do this sporadically throughout the month too, but if you're looking for moon rituals, I highly suggest doing that. And also there's a gal, she has a podcast called Astrology Now, and she has some really cool podcast episodes about what to do on new moons and full moons as well. So my Mindful Monday moment tip to you is just to be more open. Let things flow, let things go, surrender to your day, and I promise things will come to you because you'll be able to let go of these past ideas, these past thoughts, these things that are weighing your body down. And once you surrender, these beautiful new things and thoughts and opportunities will come flowing into your life just as they are meant to be. I love you guys. You're wonderful. I hope you're having a really great day. If you're not, take some moments today to really be kind to yourself, be kind to your body, be kind to your mind. And yes, I'll see you next Monday for another Mindful Monday moment.